Where's the best and easiest place in the world to set up a business? There's actually two different parts there. Where's the best place? Where's the easiest place? I'm going to talk about some really easy places in the world to do business. And I'm also going to tell you why it might not matter as much as you think it does. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson. Everyone wants everything to be easy. And when it comes to doing business, I always enjoy seeing which countries are the easiest places to do business. Well, it turns out the people at the World Bank, not exactly my favorite people, but they put out a list every year of the easiest places to do business. What I like about this is they go through a lot of objective data, and they look at everything from forming an entity, getting registered as a taxpayer, turning on the electricity, getting a building permit to build your warehouse. They look at all that different stuff and they compile that, and you can go and sort it for different categories, and you can also sort it for the aggregated main data point, which is what's just the overall easiest place to do business. And so number one for a while now has been New Zealand, where they say everything's very straightforward. There's also very little corruption in New Zealand, and so, hey, that's the easiest place to do business in their metric. Close second is Singapore. If you watch our channel, you know we like Singapore for banking and business. Also very transparent country, very straightforward, not a lot of nonsense, not a lot of runaround, things being moved online, very connected country, just an easy place to do business. And then they go through the rest of the countries. There are actually some that would surprise you. Denmark, Norway, these are easy places to do business. Who would have known? Places of interest to our audience, Georgia. We talk about the Republic of Georgia, great place to bank. It takes literally one procedure to open a company there. Now, if you've ever gone to the government office in Tbilisi, you know that doing that one procedure, if you've never been there before, can be a little confounding, and I've had people have problems with that. But it takes one procedure. Okay. The wild card on this list is actually Macedonia, or now North Macedonia. I'm not giving in to you, Greeks. I'm siding with the low-tax country. It's always Macedonia to me. But Macedonia, number 10 on the list of easiest countries to do business. So, and by the way, the US and the UK are actually on that list. They're number 8 and they're number 9. So what does this list mean, and why am I giving you these data points of easiest countries? Well, a couple things. Number one, there are countries that a lot of people haven't ever heard of. Would the average entrepreneur in the US or in Australia think, oh, I bet it's pretty easy to set up a company in Georgia? No way. Yet Georgia is, in the top 5 or 6 on the list for many of these different things. And so the first thing I want you to be aware of is get outside your comfort zone. Think of, what am I not considering? What thoughts aren't part of my world that if I open my world up, I could have a better business, more opportunities, make my life easier, etc. The big thing that stands out to me, though, on this list is it's speaking to ease and not necessarily what's best. Okay, so New Zealand, number 1. Yeah, it is easy. Things are online. You set up your company quickly. Not a lot of nonsense. But what are all those things that you're doing that don't have a lot of nonsense? Oh, you're registering to pay your very high level of tax, right? You are, going and filing for permission to do this or that, or you're filing to go and get a license. Okay? There's a lot of bureaucracy. They've just made the bureaucracy easy. There's a high level of tax. They've made the tax easy. The US and the UK are on the list. Yes, the US and UK, in the grand scheme of things around the world, makes setting up a business very easy. It's rather easy to set up an LLC in the United States. It's rather easy to set up a limited company in the UK. But depending on your situation, it may not be very tax advantaged. In fact, you know what? It's in many cases like the Roach Motel. It's easy to get in and hard to get out. And so if you're setting up a US LLC and you're not doing proper tax planning, you might have a terrible tax situation. In fact, I had a guy come to me recently who was from London, who set up a US LLC, and he did it in a way to where he actually made his tax situation worse. So the fact that it was easy to do business there, the same way I say that the easiest bank account, the easiest second residence, the easiest whatever, may not be what serves you, easy isn't always best. And so what I love to see is countries making it easier to do business. I love that. I love a country that's doing stuff online. I don't want to schlep down to an office to have to file a form. I want, if I have to file taxes or pay taxes, make it easy for me. And so countries like Estonia, which also scores relatively high on the list, they've made paying taxes super easy, both as a person and as a company. But the question is, if I'm looking at going where I'm treated best, I want ease. I don't want a bureaucratic slog. But let's take Georgia, for example. Georgia has effectively a 20% tax rate on corporate income. Now they have this kind of Estonia model with a few tweaks where you can reinvest the money, but then there's also VAT you have to consider. And so someone occasionally comes to me and says, "Hey Andrew, I set up my company in Georgia just like you told me to." I said, "I never said that." Because if you're going to be offshore and you're not going to be operating in Georgia, yes, it may be easier to set up a company in Georgia than to set up a company somewhere else, but the company somewhere else may have a 0 or a 5 or a 2% tax rate, whereas in Georgia, you're going to eventually be paying more than that in tax. You might have to worry about VAT. So, while I'm not saying you should go to, the Congo where everything's just a total disaster and set up your company there, I'm saying that the easiest thing in Georgia or the US, for example, where your company can be set up like that may not be the answer because you may be getting yourself into a different trap. And so what this World Bank Index doesn't look at is are you getting value for your dollar? Listen, if you run a flower shop in New Zealand, this index is great. And so if your goal, you're watching this, you're saying, I'd like to go to another country and start a business on the ground and just live there and have a normal life, then absolutely New Zealand, Singapore, excellent places to go to. Georgia, if you're a bit more adventurous. Macedonia, I think, interesting, unsuspected place on this list that I've been looking at for a long time, and I've been a fan of them. So that, to me, is for the on-the-ground business. New Zealand, what a great place to run an on-the-ground business, because if you live there and all your business is in New Zealand, you're going to pay New Zealand tax, so at least you have the ease that you wouldn't have in another country, that you wouldn't have in, say, Italy. Okay? So if that's who you are, then New Zealand, Singapore, again, Georgia, fantastic. Even the US, great, fantastic. Not as digital as the other countries, but fine. The US still not that difficult. But are you getting the value for that? If you're a location-independent business owner or investor, is it worth doing a little bit more work, dealing with a few more forms to incorporate yourself in a way where you're not going to be paying the high rates of tax in those countries? And so that's the distinction, is that most people aren't even talking about the nomad capitalist lifestyle. Yes, there are people who are digital nomads, they're traveling the world, they're dealing with their tax, but there aren't really many people who are speaking to, I'm running a 6 or 7 figure business, I want my life to be easy, but I also want to keep more of my own money. And so that's where this World Bank Index comes up short. What I like this for is it gives us data points of which countries are doing the right thing. Macedonia, I think, has been, while not perfect, doing a lot of the right things. No one knows that they have a tax policy that's Estonia-based, but better than Estonia. Everyone's talking about Estonia and overlooking Macedonia and the fact that they've made it even easier. Now the question is that worth paying 10% tax for your business? Maybe, maybe not. So I like the data points. I like to add my own subjective experiences in these countries and put the objective with the subjective. And what I take from that is that so many people are talking about Estonia because that's what's been marketed as being the place to be where all the cool kids are, and Macedonia gets overlooked. Not saying that it's an apples to apples comparison for everybody, but I'm saying that what's been marketed to us is often what we view as winning. And so here's the bottom line on the best and easiest places to do business. Again, they're not the same. Best is not necessarily easiest. And so while I love that an index like this takes the objective data points and sees which governments are doing the right thing, which governments see and are understanding that they know where their bread is buttered, that's one part of the equation. The other part of the equation is your personal experience and the fact that very few people are talking to the nomad capitalist about, hey, it's easy, but the taxes are 40%. Okay? And so you need to take the easy part, combine it with the nomad capitalist part, and then in the middle combine it with, what's just going to work for you personally, what works for your personal business, your personal style, your desired lifestyle. This is the beginning piece. You need the rest of it to form your picture of the best place to do business and not just the easiest place to fill out forms. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson from Nomad Capitalist. I wrote this book, which you can find on Amazon, to distill a lot of the stuff we talk about in these videos and a lot of the stuff I've learned over the last decade plus traveling all around the world, teaching you about how to legally reduce your taxes, build your personal freedom, and create wealth faster. Definitely get a copy of this book if you want to learn more. Now, if you want to watch more videos, make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you click the notifications bell so you never miss one of our new videos with more tips on how to go where you're treated best. And if you're already a 6 or 7 figure entrepreneur and you'd like to put these strategies in place for yourself, go to nomadcapitalist.com and learn about how I can help you.